Welcome back to the So Over It podcast
with Enya and Jordan.
and Jordan and Enya. And we are back. Are we recording? Oh, all right, yeah. And
Yeah,
we're
we are.
back.
We're
Welcome
back. We're back from Dua Lipa, not literally, but we're back to
Well,
normality. I am still like
On a high.
on a high. I went to see Coldplay twice, and they were like probably the best band I've ever seen live. But see Dua Lipa on par, like
Yeah,
bet.
it was good. I won't lie. I actually was so shocked. I did not think that she'd pull that out. But yeah, what have we been up to anyway?
We're
What's up
talking
there?
about Dua Lipa.
Because in the fucking segment, content
right,
is after
sorry.
what we've been up to,
Right,
alright,
sorry.
Pauline? Fucking hell, we've a list that we go off of.
What have we been up to? Not much. Well, obviously
Concerts.
the concerts. I'm actually going to see.
I know, I'm sick of
Going to
concerts.
see Dua Lipa, going to see Ed Sheeran on Saturday. But yeah, we'll talk about him later.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah, bank holiday. Did you have a nice bank holiday?
I had a good bank holiday. I went to a rave.
Up the banker.
Up the banker, out the banger. How many messages I wasn't?
Out of banker.
Yeah, it was good. I went to that defected. It was on up in Kildare. But like, it just pissed down the whole day. Like, now there was everyone and their nanny was at it as well. But yeah, it was steady. Like, I was so surprised with myself. Like, 15 hours in the muck and the dirt and the rain and not a peep out of me. Like, I was very proud of myself. Because normally, it wouldn't be me.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Like, the minute I kept sending him screenshots of the weather. I was like, enjoy defected and all.
Yeah,
And
I did. Had a ball.
I just seen, like, but you know the girls that were going out of the way to get themselves done up and then they ended up looking like a fucking drowned
Do
rat.
you know what I found so fucking funny? Every fella there had fake tan and turkey teeth. I couldn't get over.
Really?
They were prettier than the girls, yeah. All the girls, in
Eyebrows
fairness, were done
fucked.
up to the dolls as well. Like, they were literally done up. I was like, why? If I was a girl and I was going to something like that and I knew it was going to be raining, eyebrow gel, a matte lip, a bit of highlight around my face, and I'd call it a day.
Yeah,
And a
yeah.
pony, like, I
And
wouldn't give a fuck.
hairspray, like,
And a big pair of sunglasses. I wouldn't give a fuck.
no, fuck that.
That tan, the ground was orange, like.
I just the puddles were orange. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
literally.
like fucking what was it? Oh, I forget now. You know Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
The moment's passed.
No, the Chocolate,
Chocolate River. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Well, I
Moment's
know.
Pass.
When I think of a chocolate river, I think of something else.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like even the drinking all was pure dirt. It was like not dirt as
Dirt?
in like bad.
Dirt
It was
cheap.
dirt cheap. Like it was like 5 pints. Now we were drinking cider all day. 5 pints of it was only 20 quid.
I couldn't get over that because you were saying you went up to your local park there the other day and the ice cream man was trying to charge you $3.50 for
Yeah,
a
I
can
went
of
up to
Coke.
Corker Park and it was fucking $3.50 for a can of Coke. Would you be able? I
I
said now like you're ripping the piss here. Like that's ridiculous.
a bottle of Sprite free was actually $3.10 in the Tree Arena. I checked
Yeah.
my bank statement
It was cheaper.
and but you get 2 bottles of that in a shop, like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then a pint of our orange teas was $6.80, which isn't too bad.
No, that's alright, but
Mm.
I thought the drink was actually good, and they had like a beer and cider bar, and then they had a spirits bar. But I didn't go into the spirits bar because the little things were only small, but the pints were bigger than that.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I
than
know.
that.
They're
Yeah.
big giant
They
fucking
were,
things
they were
here.
good. Like we had a flask that we brought in with us. We just kept filling them up. It was grand. I drank 5 pints throughout the whole day. Like that's in 12 hours. Like I was surprised I drank that little.
The only thing I hate about concerts is if you're drinking a lot. Because we didn't drink at Dua Lipa. Well, he had one drink, I didn't. But like, it's the constant having to get up and go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that.
I never got a toilet when I'm drunk.
Ugh.
I'm a weirdo. Like I could just hold my toilet for hours.
You must have a big bladder.
I have big everything.
I get anxiety though about holding my toilet in. Like, I just think, oh my
Well, you're
god,
gonna
what
piss
if
yourself,
I
like.
don't make it to the toilet?
I think my friend has a mouse's bladder because I'm not messing one sip like of a drink, and she literally, if she has to go to the toilet, she has to go now, or else she's gonna piss herself. She's often pissed herself. Like she has to go to the toilet now, and that's that.
Really?
Yeah. Often, like we've literally had to stand on the side of the road and had to cover her and all because she just can't hold it.
Some girls like they just have to go.
Do you ever get when you're putting your key in the door and you're like, why is it only when you get to the door? You're
it
like,
gets
I'm
worse.
gonna die. Like
It gets worse.
I remember even one time, like I had a cramp to go for a big scooter, and my sister was in the toilet, and I was like, Erin, I warn you, I'm gonna go on the fucking landing if you don't open the door. And she was like, I'm going to the toilet, and I was like panicking, thinking I'm gonna have to back. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I started banging the door down. I opened like a melting. She was like, you'd want to calm down. I says, well, you're gonna clean up me shit. But literally, I hate that when you're fucking getting into the bathroom, pulling your knickers down and it falls out of you.
I've never had to relieve myself
It happens.
like that in public. It's always ever been fucking going for a piss, but no.
Have you never had to have a shite in the public?
No.
I remember when I was younger, like my anxiety was up the wall, now like nervous pills. But my anxiety was like my stomach would go and I'd have to have.
All the reviews for this podcast is like, I'm sick of
About
Jordan talking about shit.
I know.
Yeah. So
But it's the truth. But like, yeah, I've literally had a shit in every fucking night when I was starting to go
All
now.
right, we don't need to know.
What happened, Pauline?
Yeah, I know, but we don't need to know the ins and
Well,
outs.
now you do. I know the ins and outs of the red cow bathroom like something else.
Oh Jesus! What do you think though about like these type of raves and all like that? Like it was in a nice race course, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest, 90% of the people there were fucking taking
Yip
something.
Delver, yeah, of course they were. The
And-
guard were letting them. Not a bother. Like, literally, everyone was just whipping out the bags, walking away, like, in front of the guy. They didn't give a fuck. Like, I literally saw a
Can't
fella.
control everyone though.
I literally saw a fella getting carried out in a wheelchair. He was like that.
Oh my god!
It was like, and his girlfriend behind him going, he's grand. But like, the sight you see is so funny because at that rave, it was such a good mix of people. It wasn't just like pure huns and like lads, you know what I mean? There was a great like LGBT crowd. There was pride flags everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, there was loads of like every kind of race you could think of. Like there was loads of Brazilians. Like it was just a deadly mix of people, and I actually felt real safe. It was good crack. Like,
Yeah, like when you look at a concert, I've been in the Tree Arena before, and like even before you had the main actors on the stage, you see girls getting carried out in wheelchairs,
know.
getting sick into buckets, and they're only like 17, 18, and
Yeah.
you're like, why would you do that to yourself? Like you're not to pay nearly €80 for a ticket. Like I think some girls just be like, I'm gonna
yeah,
gonna
you just
get
go for the laugh. Yeah.
wrecked.
I don't understand how you'd go like to Dua Lipa and get wrecked. Like,
I
but they're
know.
only kids, so they're not able. Like my little niece, I brought her. She's only 15. She's gone 16, and she didn't even have a drink. Like she wouldn't drink yet, like proper.
Yeah.
And she was grand standing in front of me, but girls all her age were falling around beside us. One girl like kept whacking off us and all, and like hit off Casey. And I said, "Hit my little niece again, and I'm on you. Watch." And I was like, "Are you all right?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Ah,
But she wasn't used to all that. No, people like fucking.
I know.
running amok.
But the likes of like those raves and stuff like that, like I think it's fairly obvious that 90% of people there are on
course.
recreational drugs. But
Yeah.
I've never taken a pill in my life, right? And I'll tell you why. Because up until a certain point, I went to acting classes, and I did an
Right.
acting course, and there was this girl, and she was 18. I think I was 23 at the time, and she was only 18, and she was one of the funniest like outgoing girls going. Like she was just full of life, like like the main person in the room, the loudest person in the room, like lovely girl. And she was going out with her friends one night, and she went to this place called, actually I won't mention the name, but it was a place in town. I think it's closed down now. They changed their name, and she took a knee
Yeah.
and she dropped dead on the spot.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember I was away with Gary down in Wexford at the time. I was only 23, like I said, and I got a text. We were all in the WhatsApp group, everyone in the class, and someone goes, she's on life support. I won't say her name.
Jeez.
And I was like, is this some type of joke? And he was like, no, she's on life support. She dropped to the ground outside that nightclub last night. And we were all like, oh my God, pull through. I hope she pulled through. She was in the front of the paper the next morning. It was awful. She ended up dying, she did.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why I'd never take a pill. Like, I just...
It can be just so dodgy. Like, you wouldn't just one E you could die from. Do you know what I mean? You just don't
and
know.
and
It's
you
too
know what the sad
dodgy.
thing is? Like, that's probably going down a ladder of people before I got to her. So, like, they'll never be convicted. They'll never,
know.
like, be punished. So that's why you just have to be so
It's
careful.
just-
Like,
it's you're on risk, unfortunately, when you're doing stuff like that. You know, she should have known better. God love
I
her.
know, like and at the end of the day, like it is down to personal choice if you want to take that risk. You can't blame anyone for selling it to
Exactly.
you because you decided to take it. But I would definitely like think twice if you're going to be fucking buying stuff off strangers at festivals. Like,
There's other things you can do
yeah,
as well. Just putting that out there. But yeah, like I have to say, even though like it was a festival and everyone was like probably out at banger and all, but it was a deadly buzz. I have to say, it was great crack, great laugh.
I know. I love stuff. When I went to Creamfields, like I love all that music. Like I'm the mess. I get endorphins from just like hearing the beat drop and all. Like I do.
just think it's more like the crowd and all, but that music has me fucking tormented. It was pure like. At one point in time, it wasn't even music; it was just vibrations. It was like,
yeah,
like that, and the speakers were that big, like all you could feel it. And I remember when it was like in your chest. I was like, yeah.
Like I see music like that, like I end up feeling sleepy. Like I need words to sing.
Yeah.
Like I'm like that.
They had about 4 songs where there was just words, but the rest of it, I was just busy talking to people. Do you know what I mean? But it was
Yeah.
good laughing.
If it's a good song with good beats, I don't mind.
yeah. So now we can talk about Dua Lipa. Go on.
It's
Lipa.
Dua Lipa, isn't
Dua
it?
Lipa.
Oh my God, like I am so in love with Dua
Yeah,
Lipa.
she
like,
actually pulled.
she is stunning.
Yeah.
Like stunning.
I went to go see her in the Olympia years ago, and
Oh,
like
did you?
yeah, years ago. It was probably in like when 2017, 16, something like that.
What song would you have had out then?
I
New
think
Rounds?
like no, not even. It wasn't even that. She wasn't that big. Like it was like on her first album, and she just kind of sang there and stood there and sang the songs and bopped away. Like she didn't do none of this like big production
Dance
or like
numbers
yeah
and
dance
all.
numbers. But that's what I was saying to Enya. Like she's a that's the sign of like a good artist getting millions put into them. Do you know what I mean? She's a
Yeah.
Grammy award winning artist now. So she has millions behind her, and like she's after getting the best choreographer, the best like show director, hair and makeup, costumes. Like she was literally like Cher, wasn't she? Like I don't know how I could describe her. She was like a Kendall Jenner but Cher. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
She was stunning. She was swinging her hair around and all.
She, like burst my confidence. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
remember she used to always get slagged over like our minimal
Not being
dance
it,
moves
yeah.
and all, like a bit like Britney now.
And
like.
then she owned it. Like no, Britney does loads of dance moves, but it's just all pure skitty with
Yeah,
her
yeah.
hands. Like, do you know what I mean? But no, that's the way I was thinking. Like 20 years ago, that would have been Britney on the stage with all like.
Yeah.
In 2002, that would have been all the people coming here to see Britney, but Britney still has that stand behind her. Do you know what I mean? All the fans would still go see her. Imagine Dua Lipa in 20 years.
Oh yeah, I think she's only 26.
Yeah, she'll be an icon.
I think she's only gonna get bigger. I think like if she comes back here, she could sell out the Aviva.
Ah, yeah, like that. If she's
defo.
sold out the Tree Arena for 2 nights, she definitely will.
Like, I mean, what was one of your favourite songs?
I thought when she came out was brilliant. What was that one?
Physical.
Physical, and the last one was Amazing, Hallucinate. All of them, like.
Electricity.
Yeah, I just hate that fucking blah 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 blah. No, that one.
Oh, you're messing with my head.
Yeah, I
Because
hate
she
that
started
song.
talking to someone in the audience. She was just like, "This, you there
Yeah,
with
it's
the
dedicated to you.
glasses and the black shirt. This one's dedicated to you." I
You
was
must
like, "Oh
have
my
the look
God."
of the Irish.
She would torn me. She's absolutely fab. She
Yeah.
was out with Bella Hadid's brother.
I think that broke up.
Eddie, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like
He's
from
rotten.
London.
I think she's
know.
stunning. Like, do you ever see her dad?
No.
Google, anyone out there, Google
think I
Dua
did
Lipa's dad. I
before.
told you, Julie, he's a fucking riot.
I think I did before.
Pure
actually.
like
You told
silver
me to.
fox, like always a beaut.
Silver fox.
Her ma's stunning as well. They're all gorgeous. She's
Yeah.
Albanian, I think it is.
Where is it now?
Dua Lipa dad.
You don't write that. You write father. Fucking Google doesn't understand that.
Well, it is what it is.
Oh my god.
Riot, didn't he?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Right on.
And are they English as well?
Yeah, they're
British.
from there. I think his man and dad. I think the man and dad are both Albanian.
But the support act was on stage. She was actually really good.
Griff, yeah.
Yeah.
My friend told me she went to a wedding and Griff was actually a singer at the wedding.
No way.
Yeah, in London a few years ago. And look right now, like, isn't that
Supporting
mad?
Dua Lipa, yeah.
Like, that is amazing.
But she was saying that she was talking to Dua Lipa in our dressing room, like, because you said obviously they work for the same record label. That's how like the support act comes into it. And like she was telling her that like Dua used to do like clubs like years ago to like 10 people,
Yeah.
and look at her now
There you go, yeah.
on a world stage.
It's mad how just, like, social media and stuff like that can make you grow.
Like I said, I've been to see Coldplay twice, and that was an unreal concert. Honestly, it was out of this world, and like that was up there. Like, because sometimes you get artists coming out on stage, and they just kind of half-arsed, just want to get it done. But she looked like she was enjoying every minute.
Yeah,
That, didn't
and
she?
I wouldn't be like a big Dua Lipa stan. Like I love her and I love all of her music, but I wouldn't be like mad for her. But like all of her songs that she sang, I knew every single one of them probably bar one.
Same. It was just hit after hit,
All of her songs are like top 10 or top 20.
banger after banger, and then
Literally,
like the Cold Heart, which is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
That was probably, and they all came out with their gay pride flags.
I know, and she didn't do a few songs that I love. Like one of Dua Lipa's songs I love is called If It Ain't Me. And I love that song. Like she didn't do that, and then the new one with Megan Thee Stallion, like I thought she did, unless she didn't do that one.
Sweet as pie.
Yeah, and she didn't do a few other ones that like I was actually hoping she'd do, but
But I'm delighted now I didn't look at the
Goes to
set
show.
list, because when you look at the set list, you know what's coming then.
yeah.
Whereas you have pure
We were
surprise.
surprised. That's
Yeah.
one thing I never go to a concert surprised. If I go to a concert, I love the person, so I know the ins and outs of the show. Like I know where they're coming from, what they're gonna wear, the whole shebang. I didn't know a thing about Dua Lipa, and that's what I was so surprised, because we were sitting, and like there was kids and all behind us, and I was like, oh, I'm snapping out, I won't be able to go up and dance. The minute she came out, everyone stood up, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
I didn't give a gay. I was like, fuck this, I'm standing up.
Yeah, you said something to the kids.
I turned
behind us.
around and I was like, sorry if you, because I'm so tall, obviously, and there's kids behind me, but they
Yeah.
could see, like,
Yeah.
I wasn't in that way. So
I was like,
didn't
no,
give a
hold
fuck.
on a minute. Like, even if there is kids behind me, like, I paid the same amount for my ticket, so
Yeah.
I should be allowed to fucking stand up,
I
like,
know,
and enjoy
yeah,
it.
but I hate that when you get seat and tickets, you're fucking in with the kids.
I know, yeah. Oh, like, and God loved them. Like, they were only about 7 or 8, and they were trying to scream, like, you know, like everyone else, like, yeah, but they were like doing that, like, real high pitched scream, like, ah! And it was like super sonic in my ears. I was like,
singing, she thought she was big Christina Aguilera in the back. She was like, if you don't want to see me. I was like, fucking hell, shut up.
but I think we got them tickets 2 years ago, and obviously it kept getting pushed
Yeah.
back because of the pandemic. But she even said on stage, she was like, oh, it's fucking great to be back, and like, I'm so
Yeah.
glad you all came to see me after
Yeah.
2 years. Like,
Fair play to her, because I felt the heat in the room. I turned to you a few times. I was like, it's very warm in here, isn't it? She didn't have a wind machine on her. Like, if I was on stage, I'd have the thing, I'd be blown left, right, and centre, like Beyonce, me here, be up like that.
I'd say you'd have to be fit as fuck to be a dancer. Like,
Yeah, not even to keep up to when you're singing, like, and walking, it's hard. Like,
You're
to
out
walk
of
from this
breath.
stage to that stage singing, like, that's hard. You see, even like our background vocals now, like, They were. I just thought the whole show was brilliant. Like all the dancers.
Would you
like
have to train to be able to sing and dance? Like,
yeah, you have to
yeah.
go to like boot camp like to learn how to do that proper.
Really?
Yeah, like you have to you have your stamina good. Like, do you see the arms on her and all?
Yeah.
She was fit. Like that's like
Jeez.
tour is like you. They have to. Beyonce like goes on a treadmill and does like a mile jog and sings at the same time to keep our stamina and our breath up. Like,
Stop.
yeah, if I was like singing like that, I'd be lipping all the way.
Because you need to take in a good like breaths
Yeah.
to like get them high notes.
I'd be miming a little bit. I'd have the mic on, like I'd sing here and there, but I'd be miming the rest of the fuck. I'd pull a Britney.
And I'm sure, like, I was actually looking at our tour schedule, and like, there's only like 1 or 2 days where she'd have a day
I
off.
know.
Like, surely, and you know, when I actually did Panto, I know there's like no comparison. I had to sing in one of the scenes in Panto, but we all had to like pre-record our songs in case there was an event where our voice was like sore one night or
So you
something.
can just mime it then. Yeah. That's what she would have, and she can pick and choose when she wants to give it loud and one song or whatever like that. In a case if her voice goes, she can just lip it like. But I always say that it sounds steady in the arena, doesn't it? They sound so good when you listen to the video back. You're like, Jesus, doesn't sound that good. But yeah, we had a ball. Like I thought it was amazing.
Highly recommend go see her.
Well, we got the Lewis. We drove in and we got the Lewis in the rest of the way. And what was like, we're like fucking sardines. I says, Enya, I'd happily pay for the cab on the way home. I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, because what I was gonna drive in, I was like, I'm not drinking tonight. And we got to like Houston, and I like the traffic was like bedlam, and I was like, it's gonna be like this the whole way up the keys to the Tree Arena. I goes, it's just gonna be stop and start, and I hate that when you're driving a manual when it's an automatic, yeah, grand.
In the car and anyway, like,
yeah. And I goes, here, just parking in Houston Station. Let's just turn off and park here. And we got the Lewis. And I was delighted. Like, yeah, we just went in and got a bit of food before we went in. And yeah, I was delighted I didn't drink at it.
That food was a bit wrong.
I woke up the next day though, and I think I had a sober hangover.
Really?
Did you ever experience that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like from all the adrenaline and all. Cause I didn't end up going to sleep till about 12:30.
You are so funny with your little stories and all. It was so cute.
I know, yeah.
I love watching your little stories, don't you?
Anyway, moving on. I think we talked enough about.
Have you got any plans for the weekend?
I'm going to see Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah. How's that gonna go?
I'm going to see him in Croke Park. And do you know what, the last time I was in Croke Park, I went to see Westlife. That was going back.
I never went to a concert in Croke Park.
Did you know?
Never.
Oh, the atmosphere is unreal,
good?
yeah. Now, I obviously do gigs on any Aiken promotions, so they're the ones who run the concert, and we got really, really good seats.
Ooh.
I wouldn't stand at Ed Sheeran.
No.
Like Westlife, yeah, I was standing at them. You can dance now to some of their songs. And we got really good seats. They're like adjacent to the stage and like right up close. And me and my friend are going in, but like I'm not drinking at it either. So like we're going to drive in, and because you know what it is, like I said, it's the going to toilet business.
Yeah.
It's the fucking, and then the trek home.
Yeah. Big
And
mile
then,
long
walk,
like.
And then fucking like pissing as well, and not having
So when
anywhere
you're
to go
driving in,
toilet.
where are you gonna park?
That's why she was just sending me voice notes there. Like she knows, like, because my friend has a disability, so she was like, because I have a disability pass for my car, she goes, I'll be able to park other places that like
People
normal
can't,
people
like,
couldn't park. She's like, so I'll drive in, and yeah, like we're just gonna enjoy the show. Like, but to be honest, I just heard that like he puts on a really good production, but there's only like a handful of songs that I really like from him. Do you know what I mean? I love Castle on the Hill. I'm on my way.
You dropped your key.
Yeah, shut up. But yeah, so I'm going to see him, and then that's all this weekend.
He has a good few bangers. Like, it should be, you know, I'll be able to go up and jump around today. But I feel like when the concerts in the Croke Park is always either Bleeding Boys down at Westlife, so I never bothered going. Like,
Croke
then
Park.
Spice Girls was on there, but we got our tickets for Manchester, so we didn't bother
want to
going.
take a chance. He's doing 2 nights there. He's doing Saturday and Sunday.
I know, he'd sell that out as well.
It's not sold out.
Oh, the drama.
Because he's at the
done Vicar Street, didn't he?
He's done Whelan's and Vicar Street, to warm up.
Right.
And now he's going to be doing Croke Park now tomorrow. Like, that's a lot. Like, I don't know how I'd feel walking on stage.
How many seats is Croke Park?
I think like 80,000.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I'd rather sing in front of 80,000 than 8 people.
Oh, same.
Do you know what I mean? Because like, you can feel the judgment coming off of them when it's a crowd. A crowd is a crowd no matter what. Like,
that's what it's like. That's why, same with comedy.
Sorry.
Same, what is he running along that table?
I'm just too tall.
But yeah, so I'll let you know next week anyway how I got on with that. But no, I won't be
What else
drinking
is your
on it.
plans for the weekend? Nothing else, just that?
Nothing else, just that, yeah. Still taking away with the... I know, but like, why not? Like, even Dua Lipa said it on stage, she goes, like, it's great to be back fucking...
Yeah, living your life.
Even the last concert I was at in the Tree Arena, I was actually Dermot Kennedy, and it was in December when he actually had to split his show in 2 because them new restrictions came out.
Yeah.
I was like, and God love him, he was stressed out of his banger he was trying to fucking... Because it was for Darkness... Oh, it was for Pieta House and all that. And another charity. Robin Cunts. And yeah, so that... And then the proper last concert I was at in the Tree Arena was The Script.
Yeah.
And that was like literally the same when lockdown happened.
I feel like I'm fucking have shares in that Poxy Cherry Arena lately. Like I've just been
Really, yeah.
going there left, right, and centre. I have a day on Saturday night. Oh,
Do you?
yeah. I'll fill it in when it happens. But yeah, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, you be getting filled in as well, will you?
I hope when it listens. Yeah, but so that's that. Britney update. Britney's like fucking loving her little life. Like all the videos she's putting up her before she's been pregnant, she said that in a post that she's posting the videos that before she knew she was pregnant. So
Really?
yeah, obviously the little size of her little tummy. She's not pregnant in them, but or maybe she is, but she's only early on, but she didn't know. But yeah, she put up a post the other day and she was calling out Kevin Federline and she was talking about the differences from this pregnancy now.
What do you mean calling them out? Like, what was she saying about him?
Just saying like about that she knew it was over and about that she
Why
was
she
going
was
to get a
pregnant?
divorce while she was pregnant. Yeah, she finished with it while she was pregnant. My friend is ringing me. I don't want to talk.
Didn't know that now.
Yeah.
I remember seeing videos of like her hen party and it was pure like redneck.
Oh,
like,
I know.
proper.
Yeah, even a little wedding and all. Like he went and got
Yeah.
like Shake Shack and all. But yeah, she was saying that like she's she loves being pregnant and she like hates she hated giving birth and like that she just wanted the baby inside her forever and all this, and I was like, that's nice, kind of like.
It's gas now.
Sounded
Like
a bit
she's
weird,
like
but-
motor mouth now. She is like compared to like when she was controlled, where she kept just putting up pictures of flowers. Now you can't shut her up. Like,
Yeah, because she's writing the book and she's talking about that. And it's bringing up all these memories. So
Oh,
that's yeah.
really?
So she's talking about that. She's how cleansing it is, and it like reliving the memories and all that. Like
yeah,
Well, fair play
you
to her.
hire a ghostwriter when you're doing a biography.
that's what she talked about.
So
that, yeah.
what would a ghostwriter ask you? Like,
They
just
obviously ask you questions in the interview, and you just give them the chronological order, and then you just put the pieces all together. Like,
right?
but I'm like, Brittany, keep a fucking few things for the book, will you?
Yeah, I
You're
know.
just like giving it all away, like.
Well, then how is she gonna do an Oprah interview?
But she's just she'll probably do an Oprah interview to talk about the book, and then they'll pick points from the book to talk about, obviously.
So you
what
said
I
on
mean?
page 34.
For that you had a dildo up your ass.
God.
Well, yeah, that's so fair play to her. Like, I hope that. I'm dying to see a little picture of her with.
She's not fucking writing the prequel to 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades.
Yeah,
of Grey.
that's gonna sell out in minutes. That's gonna be a number one
Can you
bestseller
imagine?
globally.
Could you imagine that Oprah
Every
interview?
Britney fan buying 2 copies just to support her.
Exactly. So you have your top 10 more about blowing through here.
Are we?
Yeah.
No, we want to talk about something now. There's an anniversary today. What is it?
Oh yeah, me nanny's anniversary. Now, if anyone doesn't know, I always talk about my ma on the podcast, but my nanny actually raised me. And my nanny was more like me ma. So today is a bit of a harder day for me because it's our 6-year
Yeah.
anniversary. But yeah, I'm like, we were talking about grief and stuff like that in the car on the way up, like, and how it can hit you in different stages. And I was saying to Enya, like, it's weird, even 6 years later, like every 20 minutes, just because of the day that's in it, every 20 minutes I just keep getting real sad for no reason. But obviously that's why, like, because when my ma died, like my home life wasn't really affected, or like me day-to-day life didn't change because she didn't live with me, do you know what I mean? And she didn't rear me or any of that. And then when my nanny passed away, like all of that went out the window. So I was just thinking about like the adjustment and all the differences from one to the other, do you know what I mean? So it's mad.
You wouldn't believe how many like families there is or kids who ended up being reared by like an aunt
Oh,
or,
yeah.
or a grandmother.
I have
Like,
loads of friends that their nanny like reared them just like me as well. Like,
yeah.
but I didn't find it any different. Like I had a parent at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have me ma or me dad, but I had me nanny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's at the end of the day, yeah, just because they're your biological mother doesn't
Yeah.
mean like someone else can't parent you. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like a parent is supposed to, like what do you think the definition of a parent is?
Yeah, someone that's there for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
And guide you on the right
Exactly.
paths.
Yeah. I never actually felt any weird way because it was just normal to me growing up. Like my ma was like more like a sister,
Mm,
and my nanny was just my parent and my guardian. This was always the way it was.
yeah.
But like when we used to have to go away on holidays and all, I used to have to go in and get like affidavits and all. We used to have to go into solicitor's office and get me like my ma to sign out, like to let me nanny bring me away. It was mad. I used to
Really?
only be able to have a green passport that only lasted a year, so we had to do that about 3 times. Yeah,
Jeez, never knew that.
I know, it's mad. Yeah, my nanny, my ma was always locked up every time I was going away, so she used to have to sign it like and bring it into the dry and all.
Oh God.
Oh, gas.
But you know what? Like, I think like when you look at people out there who wouldn't have like another support capacity, like a nanny or an aunt or whatever, or a family friend to take them in, like you know,
God loved them.
they are the kids that go off the rails because
Yeah.
they've no like.
Come here, I know a fucking few people that have amazing background and support, they still end up going off the rails.
Really,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It just depends. Like look at my nanny. My nanny had 2 kids that went off the rails. Do you know what I mean? As much whatever she could have done for them wasn't enough because it was their friends or their environment or their partners or like my ma let my dad lead her down a bad path and then kind of my Uncle Clive let me ma lead him down the bad. Do you know what I mean? It was just all the way
Yeah.
that went. But my nanny couldn't have done any better. She done everything she could have done for them. Like, it was
I
just what the way
know.
they chose, and things snowballed. Do you know what I mean?
That like my ma's sister, who's like she's dead now about 3 years, but like her kids, two of them, like one of them ended up on drugs and one of them ended up being an alcoholic, and one of them's dead. But like our daughter is like has a great job,
Yeah,
great head on her shoulders. Like
yeah.
it's very different.
It's hit and miss.
Yeah, you either think to yourself that's not a road I want to go down, or like, well, this is all I know.
And
Do you know
then
what
you
I
have
mean?
to think about as well, in the 80s and the 90s, like that was a mad time when that fucking like heroin epidemic came on, and the like
Mm,
back then we were talking about AIDS and stuff like that. Like, you couldn't have been at a gaff party without like the kids swallowing tenny. Like, my
yeah.
ma was telling me loads of stories about that. Like, my ma first ever tried heroin when she was only 15 years old. Like, isn't that wild?
Oh my god.
Like, wild. And she didn't get addicted until she was 18. But like, by the
Jesus.
time my ma was 23, she had 3 kids and she was a heroin addict. Like, isn't that? And that's all because of the environment she was around.
Mm,
3 kids that she didn't rear. Like, it was wild.
yeah. Like I hear sayings about that a lot and all, being like,
Mm,
you need to think to yourself, is this the environment that's gonna
yeah,
like shape me or
yeah.
fucking
And it's the same nowadays for like the session scene. Like,
yeah,
it's the
oh,
same. I think one
100%,
thing it
yeah.
just switched. It's more of a party session scene, like cocaine and ketamine and all the rest of that. It's that they're swapping for heroin. Like, you really kind of hear of anyone out their
Mm,
banana on gear anymore. But it's more about
yeah.
just
It's like an
they're
old
functioning.
fashioned
They're
drug
like
now, isn't
functioning
it?
drug addicts now.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild. But my ma had a group of girlfriends a few years ago. They all grew up, and like all of us kids kind of still grew up together. And there's one woman called Christine, and she's one of my friends, Carl's ma. And she was the only one of all of them that like got a job, like never went on drugs, like she's doing great for herself. And I swear to God, of all them girls, I think there's only 2 girls left alive now, like. And it's her and the other one, like, and the other one is literally on death's door, like.
God love
It's
her.
wild. Just as you're saying, like, it's hard to go up and watch all of your friends just disintegrate in front of you because of fucking drugs. And
Yeah. Well, my ma tells me about the upbringing she had. Like, my ma was battered by her dad. Like, she had an awful
mm,
upbringing. Like, she always felt like she was the black sheep of the family and all, and she never got the time of day off her parents.
yeah,
And like,
it's a different world.
I know. Me and my dad always say, like, Jesus, like, how you didn't end up addicted to something
Yeah.
is beyond me. Like,
Because
you know what I mean?
it's just the look of the
To
draw
cope,
sometimes.
like, do you know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
that's some people, like, I feel like you can't judge drug addicts either, because that's just their way of coping, and it's their way of like self medicating and numbing just to push other things away.
It's
Like,
sad.
God
Like,
knows why a child at 17 years of age back then went on drugs. What were you running from, or what were you trying to gain? Do you know, some people were showing off or trying, and then you just get led down a bad road and you get carried away. But then some other people are actually doing it for a reason. Like,
there was a book I read before, and she was actually an Irish girl. I'd love to get her on the podcast, tell her story, but I read her book. It was called Dying to Survive, and it was about her journey from when she started doing heroin and how like her family forgave her. Then she got back on it and started robbing stuff out of the house,
yeah,
and then she'd get off again, and then she'd go back, and our family were just like, right, we're fucking done with you.
yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean?
that's it.
But like, she used to have like these scars on her arms, and the cover on the book is her with her arms.
Is that the girl from Ballymun?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on the late
think her
late
name's
night.
Rachel,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember her. She was injecting all the years. Her arms
Yeah.
nearly fell off her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I'd love to get her on to talk about
yeah,
her story,
that'd be
but
good.
like, and you know what? The shout out to the Talking Bollocks podcast. Like, Terrence he had his man on the podcast, and like she was telling her story how something happened to her when she was a child,
Mm.
and she would drink and just start trying drugs to cope and block it out.
Yeah,
Do you see what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's coming from like first hand experience. Like,
yeah. There's so many different reasons why people choose
Mm.
to do them things. But like, even like with me, like as much as my ma and all that, my mum was away. Like, I never saw all of that. You know, my mum was either like in England or locked up. I never really experienced that. But it was my uncle. He was
Mm.
the one at home, and he was the one kind of bringing trouble to the door. Or it's so weird when I say that. Like, I know what the smell of heroin is like because of him. You know what I mean? Garda knocking on the door, and like he would steal. Like, from my nanny used to have she was mad into like ornamental elephants and like, you know, plates and stuff like that. He'd literally rob plates off the wall, an elephant out of the porch cellar, and he used to sleep in the shed and all, like the stuffy. And like, people don't understand, like, we have that long hard relationships with someone that's gone through all that, and you can't just push all that under the rug and forget years and years of the hurt that people cause.
Yeah.
Even though they're in a good place now and they seem to be doing all right,
It's
just-
day by day. It's like,
it's
yeah.
day by day, and there's a little trust. Yeah, trust is earned when you're like that. You know what I mean? Like, people be like, why can't you do this and move, blah blah? And I'm like, you have to understand. Like, I have a long history with that person. They have to like show that they're stable and in a place and that wanting to do that. Otherwise, like, what I've been basically showing all my life that he can't do that. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say, like,
I remember I couldn't understand because my dad was an alcoholic. Now he's sober since I was like 12. But like, I couldn't understand when I was a kid. I was like, oh, Dad, can you not just have one drink? And he's like, no, no, like, and he couldn't explain to me because I was only a child.
Yeah.
Like, now, he wasn't like a violent drunk or anything like that, but like, he was just, like,
Silly.
silly, yeah. And like, Jesus, my man's heart was broken all. Now, thank God he came out the other side of it, but like, I can't really remember much of it, but I do remember some parts. Like, I remember we used to go to my nanny's every Saturday, me and my brother. And he'd bring us up, and there was a pub beside where my nanny lived, and we used to stop in there. And my ma wouldn't have a clue about this, and he'd go in and get a pint of Guinness and get us like a glass of orange. And I used to go home then, and my ma was like, "Did you enjoy it?" And he's like, "Yeah, Dad brought us into the pub, and he had a pint of Coke, but I had a white top on it, like,
Yeah.
and like I've had to hang in him. Do you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
But like, he obviously had like a rough upbringing, and not a rough upbringing actually. He just said like loads happened
Hard
to him,
times, yeah.
and he didn't realize how much obviously his body craves drink. And then he even says it. He goes, "Enya, like when we have drink in the fridge and my ma's and all, like he always puts it into like, where that fruit and veg drawer is in the
So
fridge."
it's out of the way.
Yeah, it's out of the way. He goes, "Jesus, like if I looked at a drink and couldn't resist it, I wouldn't be standing here today." Like he goes, "But sometimes I don't like opening the fridge to get fucking ham for my sandwich, and like there's a 6-pack of Budweiser looking at me." Do you know what I mean?
But like if you're on a diet and then there's a big fucking bar of chocolate sitting there staring at
Exactly,
you.
yeah.
Like,
Like he goes, "I can resist it, but I don't like if it's in the drawer anyway. I forget that it's even there, you know." But like, oh geez, I remember loads of times. Like we look back and laugh now. Like I remember, he hid a nagging of vodka somewhere, and what was it? He was throwing it out the bathroom window because he was afraid my mum was gonna find it. But little did he know, my mum was out hanging the washing and it landed at her feet. Like, oh, but like, just we laugh about it now. Like whenever like I'm with my ma's, like we'd just be laughing at some of the things. And
yeah. Like I laugh thinking back of all the like, because my ma and her struggles were just so normal to me. Like the things I actually like, I like brought like hash into prison for my mum and all when I was little, and I didn't even think like it was Anton.
yeah,
Because it was just me ma joints and stuff like that were just normal to me. Because
you
I
thought
just
you
grew
were
up
being a
seeing
good
that.
boy
I
by
thought I
doing
was just
that.
being
Yeah,
good. Yeah, I used to literally get like a block of hash, put it under my tongue, and have it in, going through security and all when I was little. Like not bad at getting through it. I wouldn't speak because it was under my tongue. Then I'd go in, give her a hug, and I'd spit it into a hut. Like, I mean, me ma'd be like, goodbye and all on the phone. Like, I was telling you, like, me nanny never knew about none of that. Or like, what was it like? My ma had a new fella every week, like, but like, we do a good friends of mine as well, like, and they'd bring me in to see her and all, and I remember like it'd be 9 o'clock in the morning and he'd be going in buying an egg and a vodka and he'd be mixing it with my orange, like he'd be like, "Here's a bit of your orange." Throwing it, the little things like that, I didn't give a fuck. Like, the smell of vodka off and walking around 9 o'clock in the morning going to prison to see me ma, like.
oh
Oh
god,
yeah, like I was texting someone on Tinder the other day and he was saying that he's staying in Limerick for a walk thing, and he was like, "Were you ever in Limerick?" And I was like, "Yeah, the last time I was in Limerick was to visit my man in prison." And he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm at opening a can of worms there." But it's mad, like little things like that when you have a parent or someone in your family, it's normalised. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you don't notice it, and then
You're a
you
kid,
say it
you
to other
don't-
people, and
yeah.
you're like, "Wait, that's not actually."
You don't have
normal.
any morals as a kid, like, do you know what I mean? And I think, like, obviously your nanny, you said your nanny would have killed you, like, if she found
Yeah.
out that, like, your nanny was there to put you on a straight and narrow and
Yeah.
say that's not right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like when I grew up, I knew not to like.
yeah,
I have never in my life, I swear to God, other than fucking food, I've never really been addicted to that. Like, I'm smoking on and off since I'm like 12, no joke. But like, I've never been flat out on smokes where like I'm buying them and smoking them. Like, I'd get the odd packet here and there, I'd have them when I drink. That'd be it. Never like flat out on the whatever, do that stuff and then the drink and shit like that. Like, I've like tried everything, but I've never
yeah. Like, there was people around my area that grew up, like, they were older than me, but like, when I seen them having kids, and like, they were just in no shape to have kids, and they were like rough as fuck. And then you see that
Yeah.
kids now leaving school early, getting pregnant at
Oh, I
16,
know.
like, no education to their name, like, and you're just like, they never had
I
a
know.
hope.
I remember like I knew this one girl and she just had a baby, and like literally 2 weeks after she had the baby she was out on a night out, and there she was in the toilet whacking it out of a bag. And I was like, "You have a little newborn at home, like, and you're on the bag on a night out, like,
Yeah.
whatever got you by and all, that's grand, but like, come on, relax, like, you don't need a dapper, like,
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
hell,
Like,
you're
they're
getting up to fucking breastfeed your child in the morning, like, you don't
I
have to pump
know.
and dump that shit, aren't you? And anyway,
pump and dump.
do you know what I mean? But it's mad how all that is just.
But yeah, we started this conversation with grief. But my dad made a good point before, and I said it to you in the car as well. Like, to think that you're upset, and like, and it's great to know that your nanny's memory is still alive and well. Like, but I was just saying to Jordan, like, our great grandparents are in a grave somewhere. No one's visited them
What's
in
going on, like,
decades.
yeah.
Yeah, nobody's went up to the grave in decades. People have forgot about them because all their relatives are dead
Yeah,
now.
gone now, yeah.
So like, it's good like to grieve, and then obviously you don't have to let it
Yeah.
consume you either. Like,
Yeah, well, like when I was growing up with my nanny, like we would have went to go see her ma's grave. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I know where their graves are. So we always go on their birthdays or whatever, like when we can, because that's all the amount around town.
Oh, my nanny's buried out there.
Yeah, I love that graveyard. It's gorgeous. Did you ever say
Mm.
there's a graveyard, or there's a grave when you're walking by, it says, wherever you are, let your wind be free, because that's what killed me. So my nanny used to always say, never hold your farts in.
I always say, my ma used to always say, whatever you may be, let your wind go free.
Yeah.
'Cause that was the cause of killing me.
Yeah, when my nanny used to fart, she'd say, get out and walk.
Get out and walk.
Yeah, so that's that. What is your top 10?
My top 10 is top 10 most streamed songs of all time, right? So we won't say of all time and without Spotify. We're going to say basically Spotify, okay?
Yeah.
So number one, I was actually surprised at this, right? And it makes me a little bit sad
That's
because
stupid.
music from, you know, the last couple of decades, it just doesn't be like
No.
the 80s, like
No.
the 90s and all that.
But if you think about, like, if streaming platforms were around back in the 80s, 90s, like, what would be? I'd say Michael Jackson or Elton John or whatever would be biggest.
So number one, actually no, do you know what? I'll count down from 10, right? So number 10 is Billie Eilish,
Right.
Bad
one?
Guy, 1.97 billion streams. I don't know what the fascination is with Billie Eilish. She
I
just
think the only
sings
song I
like
like is-
this and like,
But
like there's no high notes or anything in our music. Like
I think I only know that song. And what's the one?
I'm a bad guy. Do 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 do. Did you ever see that video
What's
on
the
Marge
crack with the
Simpson?
green roots? Get up over.
Yeah, no, she was a big fan of Justin Bieber. And then
Yeah.
like she fucking singing on stage.
She was like Jojo Siwa. She used to be a dancer.
Did she?
Like, yeah, she used to be like a full-on competitive dancer, and then she just went into singing. Yeah,
Now look, you wouldn't even see her fucking move her lip in
I
a
know.
in a,
She
in a
actually
video.
can hold her own on stage. I've watched a few videos of her.
Over
She's
dancing?
alright. Like, yeah,
Number 9.
she pure moshes.
I'd say she like just screams weird head for some reason. I'd say she
I
loves a
don't
good
think she
joint.
did. She's some baps on her as well. See them?
Some baps. I actually got those, you know, like those nipple covers that you wear for like a dress.
Oh yeah, for the gossies.
Yeah, and I wore them to the gossies,
Yeah.
and they're still like stuck to Garrett's wardrobe store, and they're like, "Will you get them fucking tit tapes out of my wardrobe?" I
Oh.
goes, "They're called breast covers, Garrett," and he's like, "Yeah,
You
well,
honestly,
whatever."
when you fucking do drag, you have to, like, if you have a bit of something to push up, like, and go together, you have to get tape, right, and tape this tit to that tit, but it's gaffer tape, like, or duct
Yeah.
tape. You have to put baby oil on it to get it off. It rips the
I'd
skin.
say
I
so.
have scars on it from there. Yeah, and 2 nipples to be touching. Like, literally, you'd be like that to try and give
Especially if
it
you have hair in
bit
your
of cleavage,
chest,
right?
it'd be like getting waxed.
Thank God I haven't got hairy tits.
Number
Imagine.
9, Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, Señorita. I
Yeah,
love it
that's a good
when
song.
you- 2.5 billion streams.
Is this all this decade?
Well, of all time, yeah. So this is like nearly in the last decade. Well, I don't know.
Well,
Number 9. I don't know. They're not together anymore, are they? No.
no, he's gay.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he is. He's a big fucking bottom.
I think he's.
Did you ever see
I-
him? He's like fabatistical. Like, did you ever see our man Benny Drama on Instagram doing the parody of him? Fucking gas.
I couldn't picture him like rallying it around the bedroom. Like he just be like, oh
No.
my god, I'm so
He'd be
sorry.
like, "Oh my god, baby, you look so beautiful. I didn't want to harm you." Like, he's like a little Disney prince, isn't he? I think he's very handsome, but like, yeah, I don't think he'd swing it around.
Number 8, like this just makes me so disappointed in the music industry. Number 8, Post Malone and Swally, Sunflower. You're
That's a
my
good song.
sunflower.
I like that song, but
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
these
think it's the
literally
best
just
of all
disappear
time.
after a few months.
No.
2.18 billion streams.
You think I'm a chameleon beyond that?
Now I actually like this one. Number 7, the Chainsmokers and Halsey, Closer. So baby,
Yeah,
pull. That's
I
a real
just
summer
can't
song.
stand that girl. Do you ever see the video of her? Baby, I like when she's singing like
Did
that
she
in
not
the
get
mall.
caught doing coke on a boat or something?
Ah, we all did.
Yeah. And then what's the next one? 6 now. This is actually a whopper song. Drake, Wizkid and Kyle at One Dance. And I need
Yeah,
a one
that's a
dance.
tune.
Now that is a proper like 2.2 billion streams. Number 5. Now this is actually a decent song and this will probably go down in history. Lewis Capaldi, Someone You Loved.
Yeah.
2.24 billion streams.
He's a funny cunt.
He actually is. He disappeared off Instagram.
I know. Where is he
Was it you
actually?
who told me that?
No.
I think he said he wanted to write new music or something, but he's not
Yeah,
on Instagram anymore.
he's like the male Adele in my ass.
Do you ever see him on the Graham Norton show?
He's
He
so
looks
funny.
Like
I bumped into him in in Coppers on the night he was there. It was the last night out I was ever out before COVID and all happened. Then he was joking about COVID at the concert and all. Swear to God, do you know when you're out having a smoke and then there's the stairs to go downstairs? My lighter fell down and I walked down. I had that jacket with all the jiggly shit on it. You know that one I'm on about?
yeah.
And I walked down and literally stood up and bumped off someone and it was fucking him. He's like, "I love your jacket," and I was like, "Oh my God, I love you too." And I literally just got pushed back up the stairs and I was like, "I can't even talk to him."
He
Mad.
is brilliant though. I love that song, Someone You Loved. Or that one, what's it called? There must be something in the water.
I'd say his throat just being bits. He's like, there must be something.
Yeah.
In the... Or like he literally sings from the back of his neck.
But you know what's sad? I think if he didn't have a voice, like,
Yeah.
I'd say he had some women.
I
Do you
wouldn't.
think?
I'm sorry. I just couldn't think of Lewis Capaldi being knee deep in pussy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Maybe he is. Like, but like, it's the same out of Sharon. Like, I'm sorry, shave your hair off and get a fucking transplant.
He's
You're
a
holding
wife
on.
and a kid now.
He's holding on to them wisps. Like
I
that.
know,
That
yeah.
fringe. He has a big 2009 emo fringe. Get rid of
Yeah.
it. Disgusting.
Did you ever see when it blows back? He looks like Donald Trump.
Yeah. And that's a wig on Donald Trump, would you believe?
I know, yeah, toupee. Number
woke.
4, Post Malone again.
Again.
Rockstar.
He looks like he reeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say he stinks.
I
Like
know.
that stale smell of sweat.
Yeah.
2.3 billion streams.
Jesus.
Number 3, Tones and I, Dance Monkey. I hate that song.
Yeah. But it's a good song.
2.47 billion streams. Number 2, The
Billion.
Weeknd, Blinding Lights. I mean, if that's not TikTok's fucking entrance,
Yeah.
like that, I think that put TikTok on the map. Do you know that?
Mhm.
2.7 billion streams.
And
And
here we
number
go for
1,
one.
Ed Sheeran, Shape of You, 3 billion. I can't get over that. 3 billion streams, and it wouldn't even be my favorite song that he sings.
Ed Sheeran, State of You.
Like the state, I'm in love with the state.
Yeah. No, in the morning.
I
when
love
they
the
come-
song he sings, Castle on the Hill. I'm actually.
Are we
looking
just
forward
gonna
to
get
it.
like a karaoke version of Enya
Yeah,
all
I
night?
can't carry an out, but look,
Yeah,
I'll
God
do
love
my
it.
best.
Yeah.
So that's my top
loves a
10
trier.
N.
There you go.
It's my
That's
top
that,
10
yeah,
N.
that's good though. But like, if you imagine it like nowadays with the internet and all like that streaming, like one song goes global because say like years ago like they didn't have the internet around like that, so it would have been quite regional to like in America it would have been country western, and in the UK it would have been fucking like whatever, like Bob Dylan. I don't know, but you know what I mean.
Look at the genre of music though that's making it into that top 10. Like,
It's all kind of the same.
yeah, it is. It's all kind of the same. Like, see, like back in the fucking 90s and all, or like the early 00s.
Oh, what was the naughties?
Like, oh, I can't say naughties, naughty girl.
Oh,
I'll just Google it
the
for
early
the,
hours
I'll just Google it. So, top 10 most listened to songs
ever. I like
Ever?
Celine
No.
Dion or Meatloaf or something.
Top 10 OOs. Right, here we go. Hold on. Oh, now these are actually good ones, right? So,
Go through them quickly.
right, I will. Okay,
got all
right.
day.
So, Outcast, Hey Ya,
Yeah, true.
brilliant song.
That, do you ever see that the lyrics about that? That's a song about depression, and he actually like pulled a little 180 on everyone. It's just all a catchy rhythm, but if you listen to the lyrics and what it's talking about, it's like actually very sad.
Right, she's just
Yeah.
let people enjoy the song, let the memory live
It's the
alive.
truth.
Number 2, Umbrella. That was like fucking 16 weeks at number 1.
That song's course or something. Do you remember like what did it rain for like 8?
Arraigns,
Yeah, for, like
Noah's
days.
Ark and all.
Same with Britney Spears is Lucky.
Really?
It's yeah, it's a sad song, but it's like
Poker Face, Lady Gaga,
Sean.
another banger. Crazy, Gnarls Barkley.
yeah,
Mr. Brightside,
banger.
NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye, and then guess what the next one is?
It's something about Britney.
Toxic.
Ooh, yup.
Black Eyed Peas, I Got a Feeling, Coldplay, Viva. Like, this is what
Yeah,
you call
that's
real
what you call
music.
music. Yeah,
Right, so,
that's that. What's the next topic? A would you rather?
right.
A would you rather questions. I have a few good ones. I don't want to just do one. So, would you rather have an incredibly annoying high-pitched voice or a really deep manly voice? I tell you, I already have an incredibly annoying high-pitched voice, so I'd rather
I
the
don't
manly
think
voice.
you do.
I'd love to take testosterone or something and be like, hurry
Don't
up.
you?
Because I answer the
You.
phone and everyone's like, hey, Aaron, it's Jordan. I'm like, Aaron, it's Jordan. Yeah, but
No, I think deep voice. I think the high pitched voice would just do people's head in.
no, but imagine walking around, you're like fucking on 65 Marble
I
lights
think
a day.
girls
Like,
have high pitched voice anyway, like
big Marge Simpson, but yeah, but imagine
big
if you
New York accent with like 60
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Hello,
back
can
of
I
it,
have
don't you?
a nice Right, would you
Patty and
rather
Sam.
have would you rather have a full blown mustache for a year or permanently hairy legs for 10 years?
Oh, hairy legs.
Hairy legs.
Your
yeah, 'cause you
face
can
is
cover them
everything.
up.
You can
Just
cover
don't-
your legs, yeah.
hairy legs. I don't even have hairy legs.
Do you know?
No, I'm just not a hairy
Do you know
person.
my ma always says, I never shaved my legs once in my life and now they're bare.
That my nanny's was the same. Never shave, and I'm not messing not a hair on a leg. Did you ever
Yeah.
have
I checked them in the coffin.
like? Good
I'm
enough.
sorry, but if he's out to make more of a jokes than so am I.
And yeah, I'm a bit triggered right now. No, I swear to God, like even the men in my family are just not hairy. Like none of them, like they can't grow beards. Like that takes me about 6 months to grow.
Really?
Yeah. Like my dad's not hairy. Like even my uncles, me on both sides were just not. My ma was more hairy than anyone.
Gara hasn't got hair on his chest. God,
Yeah.
love a little baby skin.
Would you like? I like it. I wouldn't like it overly hairy.
No.
A little.
Do you ever see like Mexican men and all, and they're like fucking
curls, like little
Oh.
swirls and all in it? Mad.
Parents.
Yeah. Would you rather give up your phone and only wear Crocs? Wait. Would you rather give up your phone or only wear Crocs for the rest of your life?
Only wear Crocs.
Okay. Do you see the high heel Crocs?
No.
Oh, Balenciaga are selling them for like 50 quid. Fuck. Oh, 500 quid.
Oh, no, have you seen these? I think they're like Yeezys. Like Yeezy version of Crocs.
Go away.
They look like something out of fucking, what's it?
Tom Lean is like a myth. Do you
Ah.
remember
They
like
look like
when
a
everyone
Tombush.
was going to Puerto Rico and they had the flowery shots and the Crocs? I wouldn't be able. Would you rather have an abnormally big toe or an abnormally big ear? I already have an abnormally big toe, so I'll just keep rocking the toe. I hate my toe. Like, even when I'm on the beach and all, like, I squeeze my feet together, like, I just get cringy about it. I just think that's so fat and ugly.
Jesus, Jordan, don't be degrading yourself
But
like
it's,
that.
do you know what I hate? Like, I hate feet.
Yeah, I don't like feet, yeah.
And do you ever see, like, I think feet are gross because they're literally, like fingers,
oh,
like,
they
toe
are,
fingers,
yeah.
disgusting. Do you ever see when people wiggle them around their talking chicken away? Open toe shoes now make me sick. Would you rather be 3 feet tall or 8 feet tall? Well, I'm like half of these are me. I'm already tall, so I think I just grow the extra few feet.
No, I'd rather be 3 feet tall because I prefer a fella to be taller than me.
Yeah, just see that thing I posted yesterday, the meme of the tallest man in the world and the smallest
Yeah.
girl in the world, and said how far do you think he could boot
Give her a boo.
up the fucking gay. Would you rather have to be naked at work for an hour or be dropped off 2 miles from your house while you're naked and have to try and get home?
I don't know.
Oh,
Well, at least only a certain amount of people will see it at work.
yeah, I think
Hold on
for
a
an
minute,
hour.
What about these people on Naked Attraction? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
If
imagine
they're
having to
fucking-
walk home all the way home.
Imagine being on television and millions of people watching you.
Yeah, but like, I think if you're sitting there at work